Hello everybody, how is everybody tonight? I think we are live. I'm just waiting for the comments to show up so I can add my link. Facebook is acting up really bad, so there it is. I'm hoping that everything will work out. It has been quite a few minutes. So for about a half an hour or so now, I have been trying to get my computer to work, and it hasn't wanted to. So I had to download a whole other browser. So I apologize for being late. We are going to finish our pot that we started last night on the Dixie Belle page. And there's no time limit tonight, so we can get it done. Hopefully it will, let me lower this down. Okay, so if you don't know me, my name is Michaela Lekas, and I am from Paint Fixation in Middleburg, Florida. I have two locations. I have one at Antiques for You, and that is at 801 Blanding Boulevard in Orange Park. That's a premier location, so everything that we carry I have there. And then my second location is at Junk in the Trunk in Fleming Island. So if you're local, you can get your Dixie Belle products. I just took my Dixie Belle products to the new location today. It's been a crazy day, but a good crazy. So when you pop in, please tell me who you are, where you're watching from, and tell me if you've ever used Dixie Belle paint. If you have, what is your favorite products from Dixie Belle? And if you haven't, why not? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So let me just give a recap. Hi, Sherry. Hey, Terry. So I'm going to give you a recap of what we did last night. So last night we had this clear glass container, if you didn't see the Dixie Belle live last night. And then I used the WoodUbend trim on it here. You see, I added this trim here. And then I added this medallion. I don't have the numbers for these because they don't have numbers that come with them in the packaging, but this one is still available on the Dixie Belle site. I don't have this on my website, but I can order it for you. And this is how well this molds to your piece. Isn't that amazing? So if you missed that live, that's on my Facebook page that you're on now. Just below here, okay? So we added this, and then we added the Sea Spray to our putty, which is this color, and I hardly ever use this color, but I'm really liking it. So this is the putty, okay? It's just a neutral color, and I added the Dixie Belle additive to it, okay? And this is what gives it this texture. And this is the only bag I've ever bought, and I use this stuff all the time. It takes so little to get such good results, and I actually have some left over, and I did a little touch-up second coat on here because there was a few little light coming through it. But this is what it looks like after you mix it up. Now this one's getting kind of junky because it's been since last night, but I kept it in this container, and so it's still wet. I could just add a little bit of paint or water to it to loosen it up some, and it'll work perfectly. Okay. So I did that, and I put that on there. So now we're going to, hey, Kristen. Hello. It's my girl, Kristen. She did the live today. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a patina. I'm going to do patina on the WoodUbend parts, and then from there work with some color. Because I like to use the specialty products to show you the versatility. So I'm going to do that first. And to do this, I'm going to use bronze and copper. I don't want to use the iron for this one. Thank you, Kristen. Hey, Wendy. I painted this. Dixie Belle paints on cloth as well as everything else. Thank you, Kristen. Hey, Wendy. Okay. So I'm going to use copper and bronze, and that's these two products here. And if you're not familiar with the patina products, this is paint with metal particles mixed into the paint. So this produces an actual patina, okay? It will produce an, what happened to my phone? Okay, it thinks I'm talking to it. Erg. Okay, so it has actual paint particles or metal particles in here. So when you add the additive to it, and I'm going to use blue tonight because I think the blue will go good with the colors that we have going. So this is this patina spray, and what this does is this activates the metal and it causes it to oxidize, just like it would if you had it outside and you're in the elements. This just speeds up the process, okay? So you want to make sure that you shake well. See that? Because you want the metal to all incorporate into the paint so that you get the best possible patina that you can get, okay? And I'm going to just use some artist brushes. I'm not real concerned about it getting on the piece. This is going to kind of, I'm actually experimenting a little bit. LaDawn uses the 50-50 vinegar and water to make her paint do weird things. I thought maybe we would try that tonight too. I just want to have some fun. It's been a pretty stressful, busy few days, and so, hey Jason, I think that we should have some fun tonight. Okay, so let me grab a smaller brush. I'm going to use this one. And again, if you're just popping in, if you didn't catch the live last night on how we did this, I was live on Dixie Belle's page, but I have the video shared to my page too. So I'm going to start, and what I'm going to do is I like to kind of mix them a little bit. I'll keep them slightly separated, but for the most part, I want them to kind of just mold together a little bit. And they're beautiful by themselves too. So this is the copper. Look at that. I've used this on furniture before without the additive spray, the spray that makes it work to the patina, okay? You can use the paint without it. You just have to, make sure you seal it because you don't want it to oxidize on your furniture. And I'm just going to paint right over the top of this. And I'm going to leave a little bit, I'm going to just leave a little bit open because we're going to add the bronze in there too. So I'm just going to quickly get this around here. I just thought this would be really a cool look because we're also going to be using the metallics. I'm going to use the Pacific Metallic and the Steel Magnolias. So we're going to be putting some stuff in there. I don't know how, we'll see how it goes. I like happy accidents. So that might be what we have tonight, happy accidents. We'll see. So how is everybody doing tonight? Jason, I haven't seen you in a while. You haven't been on in a while, in a hot minute. Have you been working on some projects? I'm going to just take this to the lip and cover up this top lip here, just to give it a finished look. So I'm just taking it all the way to the lip, like that. Not going to go on the inside, just around the top of the lip. And I'm just leaving some few little spaces for the bronze. I love both of these with the blue spray the best. I like the green for very specific uses. It's very green, and so unless I'm doing something. I also make, for Halloween, I carve tombstones out of the pink foam, and this patina stuff, because it's water-based, you can use it with the foam, and it makes really cool mold and stuff on them. So that's the copper. I'm going to just go ahead and put some, let's see, maybe I'll be more purposeful with this. Okay, so I'm going to take the copper and I'm going to go in here. And these WoodUbend moldings can be stained or painted. They're a wood type hybrid product. And so they have actual wood in them. And so they can be stained. I haven't stained them, but I have seen it done and it's beautiful. And like I said, I showed you how they just mold. I can understand that, Jason. I can totally understand that. Okay, and this is just such a pretty detail. I'm just going to come around and follow. I'm going to try and be a little bit more purposeful on this one. So I'm going to follow these ones that go this way. And with the patina, what you want to do is you want to paint it on, and then you let it dry. And then on your second coat, while it's still wet, you want to add your spray, okay? So I'm just going to kind of look at this, just trying to see how I want this to go on here. So Jason, what kind of projects have you been working on? Okay, I'm going to take it around here like this. I don't know what this is going to look like, but I think it's going to be pretty. Okay, I'm just looking at it to see what the design looks like, so I can keep it kind of consistent, which I'm not really doing. There we go. And like I said, I don't have all the WoodUbend on my site because the inventory changes so much, but if you want WoodUbend, I can ship it to you. I just would need you to message me and let me know which ones you want. You can go on the Dixie Belle website and look. Now, if you want Dixie Belle products, I have all those on my website. And I have that in a link in the comments, paintfixation.com. So you can go on there and I can drop ship you any of the products that you want from there. Unless you have a local retailer. If you have a local retailer, then, you know, we encourage you to use your local retailer. But I'm happy to be your retailer if you don't have one. Okay. All right. So I'm kind of digging that. So that's the copper. Okay, and I have a bucket of water here. I'm just going to pop that in there and grab another one for the bronze. Let's see. I have a bucket full of brushes, and none of them are exactly what I want. Let's see. I'll use this one. Okay, so I'm just going to lay the lid on here. If you've seen a lot of my lives, you know that laying the lid on there is not really a smart thing to do. So, Jason's been doing a lot of bedroom furniture. Oh my word. Are you spraying all that stuff? Because that's a lot of work. And if you are spraying it, what kind of spray are you using? So I'm taking the bronze and I'm just going to go in between the areas that I didn't hit with the copper. I like to mix them a little bit because the blues just kind of, they just really look nice together. So I'm just going in between, just going to give, so it'll give a little bit of variation when you hit it with a spray. The bronze is a little bit deeper than the copper. The copper is brighter. So it just kind of gives you a little bit of dimension. So let me show you that. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Hang on. Can you see that at all, the difference in the, you'll be able to see it when I hit it with the spray. Oh, I hope so. So yeah, so I got my second paint display up today. It's packed full. Hopefully this location will work out well. My premier location is in Orange Park. So if you're local and you're looking for paint, you can go there and be sure that it'll be there. I have all of the colors in the 8 ounce at the new place. And a few of the more popular colors, I have 2 8 ounces. I don't have any 16 ounces over there right now. But I will. If it does well, I'm going to add to it. I love these patina paints. Aren't they beautiful? I mean, just even on their own, they're just so pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to take it and I'm going to do the areas on here. Can you get, I mean, look at this. I can't believe this is just a cheap clear glass vase. The stuff that you can do with this is just incredible. So now I'm just taking it, let me turn it this way. I I can paint upside down. So now I'm just taking it and hitting the ones that are that I didn't get with the copper. I'm just reading Jason's comment. 2 pieces in home that I'm doing by hand, 3 in the garage. I have the Earlex 5500. I've never heard of the Flexio. Is that the brand? Flexio is the brand? Or is it an Apollo model, or? I've never heard of that one. Okay, and then Facebook just knocked me off. I don't know why it does that. It's so wacky. I could not get my computer to recognize either my webcam that I have, the outside webcam that I have that's on the tripod, or the one that's actually attached to the computer. That's the most bizarre thing. It wouldn't work with Edge. It wouldn't work with Chrome. I re-downloaded Chrome. Technology is wonderful and awful. So that's why I was late getting on, and I apologize. I had polled people last night, 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and 6 o'clock was definitely the winner. And I probably wouldn't have been able to do 4 because I was still putting paint on the shelf at 4 o'clock. A Wagner. I started out with a Wagner. No, was it a Wagner? I had the HomeRite. That's what it was. I had the HomeRite Max. That's a pretty good sprayer. Wagner's a pretty good sprayer too. I love the Earlex. I like it because it's a little bit more flexible than the one I had before, the HomeRite. The HomeRite was just kind of a one and done. You couldn't really adjust anything, but I can adjust the spray on the Earlex. I haven't been able to use it. I was going to use it for these pieces of furniture that I have, but the love bugs were so bad. Even though I have a tent and plastic and everything to make like a booth, but them stupid love bugs, I had one in here in this room. Can you believe that? I mean, I don't even know how does a love bug get inside this room? I mean, you can't. But I didn't want love bugs in my paint, so I didn't spray. I hand painted them. I enjoy hand painting, though. To me, it's therapy. It's relaxing. Almost done. So we've got our copper and our bronze patina. And my cat's trying to get in. No. 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 I have a cat. Do you see that? Let me show you what I have over there. You get it now. So I have a cat door that we've had for a long time. See that? Isn't it cute? And we have them because at the time before our dog passed away, she would bother the cats so bad. So we put cat doors on the 3 bedrooms back here when the kids were all here. That way the cats could come and go and they could get away from dogs really easily. But since I've moved into this room, I don't want them in here, and so I have used painter's tape. Now I have packaging tape on there, and that little sucker, he knows how to open it. Okay, so this is bronze and copper together. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so while this is drying, yeah, it's a good one, Jason. It's a little pricier than the one I had before, the HomeRite, but if you look for sales, I got it on Rockler, and they have sales all the time. For I think I got it $50 off, and then I got a $50 gift card from Rockler, so I got my shop lights for that for free. It was awesome. So look for sales. Okay, so now I'm going to work from the bottom down, I think. And because this is going to be blues in here, I've chosen Antebellum Blue and Vintage Duck Egg. These are 2 of the ones I'm working. Now this could end up to be a hot mess, guys. I did not plan this out. I just picked the colors and I'm going to go for it. I've got Pacific Metallics to go with this. The Antebellum Blue looks great together. And then I also have some Gravel Road, which is a really pretty gray I did not slick stick it, Bethany. No. I used some Sea Spray in the paint, and it's not coming off. You see that? I'm using my fingernail. Earlier yesterday, after I did it, I was able to, you see that? Get some of it off. It's not coming off. No slick stick. If you use thin coats of paint and let them dry completely, I think the secret to it is to be patient. Let the paint dry, and let it dry overnight if you're going to be doing anything to it. Now, I always slick stick glass tops, or this piece back here. This piece is not wood at all. This is it's not even veneer. It's like a laminate almost. It's a faux finish on top. And so I did 2 coats of slick stick, waited overnight, and the top I did a custom color. And then the bottom is going to be kind of neutral. I'm going to do a black wash on the top, and then a neutral color. I'm not sure yet, maybe drop cloth. I'm going to go back to the old school because I used to love drop cloth, and then Sawmill Gravy came out, and I kind of love that one. So I feel like I've cheated on drop cloth. So I think I might do drop cloth and then do some black shading on it. But I always use slick stick when I'm going to do, this is going to be, I'm going to put this for sale. Anything heavy duty that's going to get a lot of wear. This is going to be sitting, you know, with flowers in it. It's not going to get a lot of usage, but it's not coming off. The Sea Spray does help with adhesion, I've noticed. If I use Sea Spray, I feel like I have paint on my face. Oh gosh, look at my hands. I probably do have paint on my face. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it like this, and I'm just going to add some colors and kind of, and then I want to try the 50-50 vinegar mix. I want to try this and see what happens. I've never done it before. I've heard it makes a really cool effect. I don't know. We'll find out. So let me grab a brush. I think I'm going to stick with some chip brushes tonight so that I don't really care if it's a smooth finish. I do. I feel like I have paint on my face. If I do, apologize. It is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with the Gravel Road, I think. I'm going to go dark to light. So this is Gravel Road, and this is a really pretty gray with brown undertones. And I'm just going to play with it. We're just going to go around here like this. And then after I put this on here, I'm going to add some of the blue and then hit it with the 50-50 of the vinegar and see what happens. So apparently the vinegar mix causes the paint to separate. Thanks, Wendy. And we're gonna see together. I kind of, you know, sometimes when I do lives, I like to plan ahead and be all, you know, have everything organized and everything. But then I think about the people who follow me and that like to learn. And I think, you know, I need you guys to know I am not a pro. I do a lot of painting, but I'm not a pro. And I started just at the beginning, like a lot of people, like everybody else does. I have been painting for years. And I've used Dixie Belle for a couple of years now. But I wanted to do this project fresh with you guys, just to see how it goes. And I'm actually going to come down into this just a little bit, just around the edges, because that's going to end up kind of a contrasty, I'm hoping. Because after this dries, we're going to hit that with a second coat, and then while it's wet, we're going to put our spray on there and watch the magic. So I just wanted to kind of give this some character. And I love with the Sea Spray because it makes it look like stone. I mean, it looks like a concrete vase. And I'm just showing you, I'm just randomly putting this on. And this is just basically my base. I think the color looks really nice with the putty. And I'm just going to keep bringing it up until I'm happy with where it's landing. I think I'm going to come up to the curve of this. like this. And I'm not sure, Kristen or anybody else is on here, if you use the metallics, have any of y'all ever used the metallics with the vinegar 50-50 mix? Because that's something I have never seen done, so I'm not sure if I should do that. I mean, I don't know why we can't try it, but okay. So I'm thinking, now I've only watched one video of the vinegar thing, so I think it works best when it's wet. So I'm going to flip this just a little bit. I'm going to flick it just a little bit. Kind of bring it down some. Okay. What do y'all think of that? I think that's looking pretty good. So while this is wet, I'm going to add, well, I don't know. Should I add the Annabella Blue to it while it's wet, or should I think I'd better dry this. Okay, I'm going to dry it. Because I'm thinking I don't want it to get muddy. I don't want the Annabella Blue to get muddy with the gravel road. So just one moment while I hit this with the dryer. It dries really fast, but it's loud. Because I think what I'm going to do is have an Annabella Blue separate. And I'm not putting the bottom because I don't want it to scratch the surface. I'm thought about putting the whole thing, but I'm going to leave this plain. I might put like cork or felt on it. Isn't it pretty? Hey, Azure! Do you recognize, Azure, do you recognize this? I'm working on it. Still haven't finished it. I'm working on it. Okay. So our surface is dry. There's still a little bit, I can tell that some of the thicker areas are still damp, but we're going to go ahead and go for it. So now I'm going to use the Annabella Blue. I've already got some out. And I'm going to grab another little chip brush. Okay. And I've got my spray. This could end up a little crazy. We'll see. I don't know. So I'm going to add, I'm just going to take the Antebellum Blue and I'm just going to come over it like so. So you see that? So I'm just because we are going to get our blue patina when we hit that with the spray. Okay, so I'm going to test this real quick before I continue, and I'm going to turn it this way. This is 50-50 water and vinegar. I'm going to hold it like this and see what happens. I'm really interested to see what this does. I don't really want a lot of drips, so I'm going to pat the drips away. Actually, you know what? Let's let it drip this way. I'm waiting to see what happens. Has anyone done the 50-50 mix of the thing? I'm gonna see. Maybe if I did the blow dryer, maybe it'll work faster. It's dripping down. I don't know. I don't see a lot of action. I'm gonna probably go over this. I'm not sure. I'm not too happy with the dripping. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. Maybe I should have left the gravel road wet. Maybe that's what it, this is really a lot of paint. Let me dab this off some. You know what? I'm going to take a little bit of the gravel road and I'm going to dab it in there with it and see if we can get something happening. Wendy, it's supposed to separate the paint and kind of give it a I don't know, it's supposed to do something. I'm going to just layer it. I hate that y'all can't see what I'm doing while I'm doing it, but so I'm going to dab the two together. And I have leftovers from this, so if I'm not happy with the drips, then I can go back and fix that. I like the layered effect. This is, and maybe that's what it's doing, is it's just kind of, paint is not really solid. So you can see how it's kind of, okay, now, maybe that's what I did. I should have had the gravel road. Now it's starting to separate. You see how the paint is coming away from each other? That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to use a little bit of the gravel road here. I'm going to wet it. And then I'm going to add just a little bit. I don't want it to get muddy. That's my only concern. Okay. Wendy, that's sad if I'm the bravest woman you know. Okay, so I can even see where it's hitting some of the liquid that I sprayed on there, that the paint is actually coming away from the other paint. So while this is wet, I'm going to add a little bit of the gravel road to the top of it. And it's separating. It's really hard to see on the camera because of that glare. But what's happening is the paint, it's kind of, they're coming away from each other. And now it's starting to kind of, not really bubble, but I don't know, I like it. It almost looks glazed. I think if I hit this with like the gloss top coat over this after it dries, I think it'll have a glazed effect. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. That's the antebellum blue. And I'm going to spray it with the vinegar. And then hit it with a little bit more of the gravel road. I love antebellum blue, in case you haven't noticed. It's one of my favorite colors. I painted my front door antebellum blue. Okay, so where I did it at the very beginning, it's even separating more. And it's really hard to tell on the camera, but I can see some of the gravel road from the original thing, and I'm not happy with the drips right here. I like the way this looks here, and so that's how I'm going to touch that up in a little bit. So I got this one little area right there to finish, and then we'll go back to our patina and do our second coat, and then we'll come up and do more if we feel like we need it. I might add some vintage duck egg. And I'm not sure what the metallics, how they will react to the vinegar. But it's kind of cool because if I put the vinegar on there and then I hit it with the paint, so it's got wet paint, hit it with some more paint and put the vinegar on there, the colors aren't like getting muddy. They're staying like their own. Do you see that? How it's kind of they're not mixing together. So I'm going to let that stay there, and then we're going to add our second coat of our patina. Let me put these brushes in my water so they don't get hard. And I'll put my lids on. These little, when you're working with small projects, these little cups are amazing. They're Dollar Tree, so I got like 4 or 5 of them for $1. And if you put the lids on, if you can't clean them out right away, they clean up so nicely. They clean up better than any of the other plastic stuff that I've used. Okay, so we've got our copper. Let me get my brushes from earlier. Ooh, I just got it everywhere. I'll work. How did I do that? Oh my goodness gracious. I'll use the one that's spilled. So we're going to work. I'm going to work off of the cardboard. Okay, so I'm going to put my, before we do this. Okay, so my spray bottle is broken. This is my blue spray. This is the activator for the patina. I'm going to stir it up, and then I'm going to pour a little bit of it into this container. And I'm going to use this brush, I think, to put it on there. So now I'm going to add my second coat of the patina, and I'm going to work back and forth between the copper and the bronze so that they're both wet at the same time, so we can get it done quicker. I'm taking forever. I've got stuff all over me. Oh my goodness. I almost didn't put an apron on because I had to rush and I have my regular clothes on, which is a big no-no for me. Okay, so I kind of want to show you. Y'all, I'm making a mess. Okay, so while this is wet, I'm going to take my third brush, dip it in the blue, and I'm going to hit the wet copper and bronze. And these react pretty quickly, probably before I finish the trim around the edge, that will start to turn. So I'm going to hold it like this. I didn't plan this out, guys. You see how I'm making a mess? Okay. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. Okay. So I'm adding my copper over the copper from earlier. I can see the difference. It's hard to tell on camera, but I can see it because they're two distinct colors. And then I'm going to grab my bronze. And the nice thing about how all these paints work together is they play so nicely together that if I end up hating this, I can just paint over the whole thing and just start over again, which is not something I've maybe done before. I might finish it and decide it looks terrible. I have a hard time remembering that, you know, everybody has different tastes, and what I think looks like crap, or excuse me, you know, yucky, other people might love it. I just always forget. Everybody has different taste. This is a lot of fun. I wish y'all could be here doing this with me because it's fun. And you know, this is, you could do, oops, put that over the bronze. You could do so many things with this at your own home. I mean, update, gosh, how many times do you get flowers from your husband? And what did my husband say? Someone's replying to him. I have to go back and see what. Please tell me he didn't say anything he shouldn't have. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is my husband. I apologize for him. All right. We're just going to keep on. Good gracious. Okay. So I'm going to get my blue spray. And I don't know if y'all saw what I did here. I just put it in this little container right here. And the reason I'm using this little brush is I want to target the areas. I don't want it to get everywhere. I mean, I've got little messy spots here and there. They're going to need to be touched up because I'm touching everything while it's wet. But and I'm flicking it everywhere. I've got patina paint all over my computer, but that's okay. Maybe I'll make it look cool with the patina. So I'm going back in with my copper. I'm almost done. Coming back around the edge here. They're meeting up here at the end. Okay, and then my bronze. And one thing you want to be sure of when you're using the patinas is try not to get your spray into your paint container. Now, I have before, and it didn't ruin the whole container or anything, but sometimes I'll open them and I can see a little bit of patina product in there. Okay, so I'm going to dry this with a hair dryer so you can see. I'm going to dry this too because this is really wet. Now the patina continues to work over time. So even though I'm drying this with a hair dryer, tomorrow it'll continue to patina just like it would and the, you know, for real. This spray just speeds up the process. Hi Jane from New Zealand. Okay, and then I'm going to dry this a little bit too. Because I want to go in with some of the metallics on here. Now I can see some of the paint actually coming apart, almost like a crackle, but not quite as wide as a crackle. I'll show you. It might be hard to see with that glare. Okay, so you can see some of the rim, the blue, see how it's starting to turn? Now it'll continue to turn as we work. And then over here, I'm getting a little bit of cracking in the paint, just a little bit, not like I would with crackle, but a little bit. I am covered in paint. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with the copper and the bronze on our medallion here, and this is the WoodUbend. If anybody's just popping in, this is one of the medallions from WoodUbend, and we heated it up last night, and we molded it to the outside of the vase. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And you just glue it on with wood glue, and then you heat it up again, and that adheres, that gets the wood glue into the product, and it sticks really well. I wanted to do it on this glass. This is just a clear glass vase, and I wanted to try it to see if it would stick to the glass, because mostly I see people doing it on furniture or wood frames and stuff, and I wanted to try it myself on the glass, and it stuck really well. I was very impressed. So I got my copper, and now I'm going in with my bronze in the center of the medallion. And you can cut these too. So if you have a smaller glass vase and you want to use part of this medallion, you can cut it with a straight edge, and you can use parts of it, which I've done on some of the other pieces. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my blue spray. While that's wet, I'm just going to dab it on there. And I'm going to show y'all that this rim is really starting to look blue. It's really starting to turn pretty. I feel like I need to use some mermaid's tail or something with this or something to kind of highlight that blue, but let's see. Okay, so then let that sit. I'm going to go back in with my copper. I have some over here that fell. So this time I'm going to go in a little bit heavier. And I'm just going to work on this little section at a time so that it doesn't dry, because you want it to be wet. In order for it to work properly. And now I'm going to go in with my bronze. I mean, really, these the metallics are, or the patina metallics are so pretty. You could just leave it like that, but I really wanted to get the patina going. I've been using a lot of patina. I used it on the outside pots. They turn out really nice. Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda, where are you from? And have you ever used Dixie Belle? Or are you a retailer? Okay, so we're going in with our blue spray. I'm trying to remember how far over I went on this. Now, when you're doing the patina, if you're working on a piece that you don't want drips on, you want to seal your piece first before you do the patina, and then you don't have to worry about it drip. It'll wipe right off. I'm not as concerned about that because I feel like I'm going to be going back and forth with some things with this. So I'll be doing a lot of touch up. So I'm not that concerned about that happening. So I'm just working my way around. This is a very intricate piece, so it's just taking a little bit of time, but I'm digging it. Oops, I just went right over the top of that. You see how that's starting to turn there in that blue? I want to show y'all the rim in just a second. Make sure I'm doing this right, because it's starting to really get blue. The patina looks really good with the cobalt also, but I just did some cobalt the other day, so I wanted to try something different. Did I do that yet? No. Texas news. Oh, you just finished your first project. All right. What did you paint? Tell us. Tell us what you did. And did you like it? And if you didn't, what didn't you like? What did you like? Have you used other paint lines? When I started using Dixie Belle, I had used a few other paint lines and also made my own chalk paint, which is definitely an alternative, but I gotta say, even making my own, the Dixie Belle just, I don't know, it's just superior. to making your own chalk paint or some of the other brands. And the price point, you can't really beat it. When I took my paint to the new location, there was a lady there. She's like, oh, I've heard about y'all. I see y'all on the internet all the time. So that was cool to hear. Hi, Aunt Kate. My aunt's on here. You caught me live in case you're not sure. We're live. We're working on a vase, a vase, however you want to say it. I think vase sounds so much nicer. Now you can see this medallion turning here in the middle, and I had, without the hair dryer. Okay, so I'm going to turn it this way, and we're going to work this last section here. So I'm going to go around here. I don't think that I've kept it 100% even as far as what's where, but it's good enough. We're pretending like it's nature, so, not nature, but, what if somebody had made this and they decided to use copper and bronze together, and they were just, let's just do it here and here and here, and that's what we're doing. We're just making it up as we go along. Okay, so this is our last section. And I'm feeling like I need to put in something a little bit lighter. Maybe the duck egg will work, but I'm not sure if that's the right color. How did I know you were watching? So you thought you were going to get in here and sneak in and not tell me you were here. I know you're here because we're friends on Facebook. So if you're friends on Facebook, then you show up when you're live. See? So you can't sneak in. Okay, so I'm going to dry this so that it doesn't drip everywhere, just real quick, and then I want to show you the rim. It's going to drip anyway. I'm going to do this. So I feel like I need to use a little bit lighter of a blue in addition to the antebellum. Y'all see that? I'm just dabbing at some of the drips. Okay, let me show you the rim and show you how the patina's working out there. Do you see it? So you can still see a little bit of the metallic underneath it, and it will continue to patina over time. Farmhouse green. Oh, that's interesting. I would love to see that when you're done. And do you see this? So that center is the bronze, and then the copper is on the outside part. So I'm thinking, let me think how I want to do this. I think I'm going to go in between. Let me grab another brush real quick. I think I'm going to go ahead and go in the between the medallion, just real quick with some antebellum. Let me see what that looks like. I think that's going to look good. I won't do the whole thing with y'all, but I'm going to just show you what I'm thinking. Because I think the darker blue looks nice contrasted with the lighter blue. Let me see. Because I didn't paint the I didn't paint before I put the medallion on because I was nervous that it might not attach, because I wasn't sure about using the sea spray with the medallion or whatever. I think it would have been fine now after having done it. But I'm adding some of the antebellum blue just around the inside parts. Just, can you see? Just in the background. You see that? And it's giving it a little bit of contrast. Thank you. Kath, my hand's like, yes, I want one. So Aunt Kate, do you have any clear glass containers at the house that we can beautify? Okay, just a little bit up here. Okay. What do y'all think? Miss Spot. Where's that? You like that? And it looks like the bottom of this is patinaing quicker than the top. I may have to go back and, because you can always go back and add more of the patina paint and then a little bit more of the spray if you want more patina. Then you can go right over the top of it. Okay, so now what I'm thinking, let me see. I don't know if this is the color. This is vintage duck egg. Got goop out. So this is the vintage duck egg. That was blurry. You see that? I don't know. I think this might work. This was my original plan. I've got some already out. I have a color guide that I wrote, and I used the color guide to pick these colors. So so they should go good because I did the color guide based on the color wheel. So what I'm going to do is, I've already got my duck egg here. I am going to go and just, I'm going to go around this edge and see what I think, because I can always go over it. I've got leftover paint. And just kind of feather it out maybe. Like that. And I get another little brush for the antebellum. I think I like it better without the antebellum on the top. I like the duck egg. So what I'm doing is I'm just dabbing. I've just got this is a what's the name of this? A filbert brush, and I'm just taking it very lightly and just dabbing the duck egg on the edges of this. just to kind of give a transition, just to give it some character. I'm just testing things out to see if I like it or not. And we're just going, I'm just dabbing it. I'm not brushing. And I'm not keeping it completely even. I'm just moving it up and down. But I am coming down to the line so that there's no putty color between the two. And I'm going to have to go back and touch up the drips from earlier because I'm not really digging those too much. It's just not the right piece for it. And I'm probably going to touch up there too from having it laying down while it's wet. That was a no-no. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Don't lay your wet vase on your table. Okay, so this is how I've got that. And I am also thinking, let me put a little bit more right here. I'm also thinking of taking a little bit of this and dabbing it just randomly to highlight. Do you see what I'm doing here? So I'm just taking it and just dabbing it a little bit over the antebellum, not covering it, just a little bit, because it kind of mimics the look of the patina. It's not as pretty as patina, but it's giving a little bit of texture to it on the inside, on the in the recessed areas of the piece, because this is going to continue to keep turning, and it's about. Okay, now I'm going to do let me see. I'm going to do a test area. I want to try and see if I want the steel magnolia. Let me close this paint up. I want to see what the steel magnolia looks like over the putty color. I do not know how I did this. I made a mess. This is why I never shower before I do this, because I'm so messy. I'm such a messy painter. Ask my husband. When I took the stuff to the paint, to put my paint in the store today, my husband's like, you're like a bull in a china shop. Let me take this stuff into the store because you shouldn't be doing it. I almost broke the front window of the store the other day. Okay, so I'm going to take the steel magnolia, and steel magnolia it's kind of like a mix between a gold and a silver. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's really pretty, and I think that it'll look good on this, but I'm not 100% sure I want it to be metallic, but I'm going to do a test spot because I've got some of the putty with the sea spray left over, so it'll be really easy to fix it. I already shook these up earlier. You really want to get the metallic shook up very well because you want all of the metallics to merge. And so we're just going to test it, and I want to do it in an area where I can really tell what it's going to look like. And y'all can tell me. I'm going to get y'all's opinion. I'm going to put this on here, and then we're going to decide if it's a go or a no. So I'm going to do a little bit of this one, and I'm going to do a little bit of the Pacific, and then we'll decide together. So that's the steel magnolia. It's wet, so let's just leave that, and then let's put a little bit of the Pacific on the bottom. And then we will decide together if we should just leave it stone looking. If anybody has an opinion, let me know. I'm always up for opinions. Only if you like it. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm just going to take, oh, I don't like that. See, I already know I don't like that. Let me go grab the other metallic and see if I like it better. No, yeah, that's not one. It's hot in here. So I don't like the Pacific. It's too bright. It's too blue. So let me close this one up. I know I don't like that one. Let me see if the Caribbean, I think the Caribbean's a little greener. Let's see if we like that one. Hang on 1 second. I'm not sure I'm going to like this one either. So we may not do the metallic. This one's pretty bright too, but it's... Let's see what we've got here. That's better. But I still think it's changing the color too much. I think we're going to be leaving it without the metallics. See that? Whoop. There we go. See? I think that this is more authentic without the metallics. What do y'all think? I think no. I'm going to do it. See there? We did it. I didn't even wait for I thought we were going to do this together. No. I didn't like it. So I'm going to not do it. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think I should leave the steel magnolia on the top? Maybe do just the top and metallic. What do y'all think? Should I leave the metallic on the top? Let me dry it just up really quickly and see what you think. So this is what it would look like. Okay. Should I keep the stone look? I don't like. I just bought some copper patina and the spray. It's so much fun. The patinas are so much fun. Aunt Kate doesn't like it. So Aunt Kate, you don't like this, the shine. So we're going to keep it looking authentically rustic. And we're going to have to touch up the strips. So I've got my, we're going to have to add a little bit of, so Diane likes the metallic. Let me, okay. Okay. So I've got my, this is my mixture from last night. This is my sea spray with my, yeah, okay. I think the stone look is what we're going for. So I'm going to put this back on here. And I'm just going to smush it in there and cover it right up. I got a little bit too much, but I need to cover up some of these other areas where we got spray. So I'm just going to go around. Easy fix. That's why we tested it. I have been known to paint whole pieces of furniture and repaint them because I didn't like it. So see how easy that was to fix that problem? I'm just going to, since we have it out, I'm going to go ahead and fix up our drips that we didn't like, or I didn't like. I usually use a chip brush for this. I like it better. Okay. We're going to stick with the stone. I'll do another project with the metallics. I haven't used the metallics a whole lot. I'm honestly not much of a metallic gal. I'm pretty simple. I did use the metallics on my mom had an antique drop-down side table, and I used the antebellum blue and the Caribbean on that one, and oh, it looked really pretty. That one sold very quickly. But it was very subtle. It wasn't a whole lot of metallic. It was just a very subtle look. So what I'm doing is now I'm just going back over the drips that we had earlier. Because there's a place for drips and this space isn't it. And I'm just going to kind of go a little bit over. So before, when I did the vintage deckette and I came back over it with the antebellum, I didn't like it, but I do kind of like the stone going back over it, the stone color. So I'm just hitting it a little bit, just to kind of soften that edge up a little bit. This is not the right brush to do this with, guys. I like to use chip brushes, but I think I've used all my chip brushes. They're all wet, and I don't want to use a wet one for this. So we're going to make it work. But I'm impressed that this sea spray and stuff didn't harden up overnight in this airtight container. So if you ever are using it, put it in an airtight container, and then you can use it again the next day. Because this was yesterday. It's been almost 24 hours that it's been in there. Okay. Still got some drip showing. Okay, suggestions. I need to touch up the, I got 100 brushes going here, but I'm going to touch up the antebellum blue where the mineral paint was. I just put my hand right in it. I'm just going around just the edges where it was wet. I'm going to fix that. So I'm going to have some areas that have more antebellum and some that have more gravel road. Just kind of randomly. Just going to look at it in this light here. I'm just doing some random antebellum blue just to kind of almost like it's peeking through. What do y'all think? So do you see where it's all turning now? The top is turning. Look at that center medallion. So that's the copper. I have the copper on this edge here. And then the bronze is the center. And so you can see a slight difference in the colors. But is that cool or what? I think it looks really good just like that. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Ooh, that's a good idea. Okay, let's do that. So Sherry suggested that we put, I know I'm over an hour, but it's my page, and I'm going to take as long as I need to. I figure if we're going to do it, we might as well do it to the end, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to do copper. I'm going to do copper around the duck egg. What a fab idea. This is going to be fun. Yay! Yes! Okay, so we're going to take the copper and we're going to dab it along. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the duck egg, just a little, as we go around. Now I know that we're messing up the blue, but once we hit this with the patina, then we're going to have a natural patina line. What a fab idea. So we're going to go around, go around. Maybe I'll do some bronze too. Might as well keep it. So I'll do the copper. Okay, so there's the copper. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of the bronze so that it'll all match up. See, I don't have the creativity that some of you folks do. I love suggestions because I can do anything you want me to do. I'm not afraid of trying new things. I just don't always have the creativity part of it down. I think this is going to be really cool looking. I'm actually thinking about I'm going to contact WoodUbend and I'm just going to see what it takes to be a retailer for them. Because we do have some of it at Dixie Belle, but we don't have the whole line. We only have a few pieces. So, and there are no retailers within, I don't think, even 100 miles of me. And that way too, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they drop ship or if I would just send it to you out of stock. But, and then I'm gonna bring this down, now that she's got me wanting to do this, I'm gonna almost make it like a crack. Just slightly. Let's come this way. So we're coming down just a little bit on the edge. So not a drip, more like a purposeful look. Just slightly. And then put a little bit of the copper on the edges of it. And then we'll be done. So Sherry, you're in Florida. So I looked today. I didn't see any WoodUbend stockists. I've seen them, like last night I was on Dixie Belle's page live and there were several because I was using the medallion. And several of them spoke up and said, that they were stockists, but I don't believe that there are any in Florida, or at least 100 miles of me, because that's as far out as I looked. And I don't know what it costs to do it, but I think it's worth looking into because I really like the product. That's why I carry Dixie Belle. I mean, I wouldn't carry it if I didn't love it. Okay, so I jazzed that up just a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to leave, this is going to be, I'm not going to do any metallics on it. We're just going to keep it, I got my lids mixed up. And, oops, I got to leave these open because I'm going to dry it with the dryer, and then we're going to hit it one more time, and then we'll be done. Now, I'm going to learn how to say, leave it alone. So I'm just going to dry the base coat. Oh, for crying out loud. You know what just happened? The pool. I can't dry it. Hang on a second. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Kenny! Kenny! Hang on, guys. I'm coming right back. we have an above ground pool, and if we turn the pool on at the same time, I can't use the hairdryer. He's been told. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go over this one more time. And I've got my blue spray right here. And I'll use this one. Whew. Live videos are so much fun when everything goes exactly as it's supposed to. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put these, I'm just mixing the bronze and the copper together a little bit. And there will be some metallic showing through. Okay, so while this is wet, I'm going to add the blue spray, okay? I'm trying not to get it to drip. Ooh, Pam and Bill, that's, do they send, Diane, do they mail those to you, or are you local to them? Do they sell it out of their stock, or is it drop shipped? I don't know how they do their products. Well, Sherry, if someone on the East Coast had it, would you buy it from them? I'm just wondering if they drop ship or if I sell out of stock, if you're not local. Because I would have them in the shop, but then, you know, for people that don't have them, would I send it, do I ship it from my place? Do you know how they do it? They ship them to you. Okay. And it comes from Pam and Bill? It doesn't come from WoodUbend, correct? Okay, so we're just going to add our spray. And I didn't use iron tonight because I didn't want the rust look on this piece. But if you use the iron, just remember that the iron takes longer to patina, and it only works with the green spray. Okay. I had started to fill out the stockist sheet, and I ended up getting busy doing something else, but I'm going to go ahead and look into that and see what it takes. I know that they have a pretty large minimum, but I have to find out what the requirements are to remain a stockist, you know, like if you have to order a certain amount. Okay. Thanks, guys. That's good information. So what we're doing is we're just adding, for anyone who's just popped in, we're adding the bronze and the copper with the blue spray. I didn't use any green spray because I wanted to keep everything in the blue family. And I'm not spraying it on because I don't want it to be all over my project. Plus my sprayer is broken. So if you order the patina products, and I believe, who was it that just said that they just got the patina products? Rhonda, if you're still watching, when you use your sprays, make sure when you get your sprays that comes with a little black lid, after you use your spray, rinse out your sprayer and put your black lid back on, because the the spray is corrosive, and it doesn't play nice with your sprayer. I didn't know that when I first got mine, and that's why my sprayers aren't working. So that's just a little tip. If you are using the sprayers, to rinse them out and put them aside and use the and put the black lid back on. That way your sprayer will stay nice. Okay, we're just about done. I'm not sure anybody would look at this and realize that it was just a clear glass vase before we started. Okay, I'm going to dry this with a dryer so it doesn't drip everywhere. Okay, so this side over here is starting to turn. It still hasn't all, it'll keep turning for a few hours. And I made a smish mark there, which isn't surprising. So I'm just going to go in with my finger and cover that up, just like that. Okay. So this side is turning pretty good. It's still wet, but you see? So now instead of just the duck egg, we have actual patina that's matching our medallion. What do y'all think of this? Do you like it? And I can always go in and, you know, touch up whatever, you know, if it's too much of a drip or if I don't like these as much. But that is an easy update of a clear glass, cheap flower vase made to look like stone. Don't seem to be able to make up my mind about paint colors. My first piece is about 5 years. Oh my gosh, girl, I feel ya. I have been known to change my mind quite a bit when it comes to color. I do have a color guide that can help you pick colors on my website, paintfixation.com. It's based off the color wheel, and it's all the colors, and it has hundreds of combinations of colors, all based on Dixie Belle colors. So I took the color wheel and matched it up with the Dixie Belle colors and then formed a guide to help you pick colors that go well together. Now, not all of them blend well together because even though your complementary colors, like on the opposite sides of your color wheel, they complement each other like red and green. But if you mix those and blend those together, they will turn brown. So the guide helps you to understand color harmony and color theory and how those colors work well together in harmony, not necessarily blended. Now, some of them are beautiful blended, but that's just something to keep in mind when you're working with the color wheel, is just because they are complementary or split complementary or triad or tetrad, it doesn't mean that they're going to blend. It just means that they're going to look harmonious together on a piece or on a vase or on a on a canvas picture. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I am going to let this dry and see. It looks like this side over here is not turning as much. I might have to hit that with a little bit more paint and some more spray, but for the most part it's done. And I'm not sure about this part here. I might go back over that a little bit, but I think it looks pretty darn cool. And this WoodUbend is just very impressive that this straight thing can mold against this and stay like that. I'm impressed. I have a mess that I need to clean up, and so I'm going to let y'all go. Today is Friday. I am working on this piece behind me, and so I may pop in here tomorrow. I'm picking up 2 more dressers, so I won't be able to go live tomorrow. I don't think I'll have time. But maybe Sunday afternoon I'll come back on while I'm painting that, because I'm going to be doing paint and some, I'm thinking wax and a little bit of Dixie dirt, so it should be fun. But until then, good night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Stay healthy, and I'll catch you later.